Welcome back to Average Joe Blades, everybody. Today we're taking a look at eBay Damascus. I know you guys have probably seen billets of Damascus on eBay or Amazon, stuff like that. So I bought one. I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to see how good it was. We're going to make a little chef's knife. Alright, so I kind of have the pattern the way I want it to look on the blade, sort of. We're going to use this fabric glue again. We used this on the Ninja Stars, and it actually didn't even come off when we started grinding, which was really nice. So I'm going to use this again on the Damascus to glue our template down. Alright, glue is done drying. I have it all clamped up there. We're going to start grinding. Alright, so we cut through it for the most part. Very, very hard material to cut through, which is promising. That's a good sign. Alright, so I spent a few days grinding this. My grinder is just not the way to go, but I have everything kind of the way that I would like it. This is basically squared off here, so when I do the bolster in there, it should be alright. Hopefully there's no gap in between there. Bevel's looking good. Didn't make quite as big of a bevel as I wanted to, but with my grinder, I'm blaming everything on my grinder. Not fun. So I guess we're going to get to hardening this now. I have canola oil here and not that much of it. So what I'm going to do is try to fill up a container or a small container, or I might have to tip it on its side, which is something you shouldn't really do, and try to quench it sideways. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so problem solved. I cut the top off of this Lysol can, depressed all the air first so nothing exploded, poured all my oil in here. I am going to heat up a piece of steel first to put into the oil, just to heat up the oil. If you quench in cold oil, it doesn't harden as well if you quench in warm oil, which seems counterintuitive, but it actually helps out a lot. And I definitely made sure that this can go in here before I cut this can. Otherwise, you don't want to quench when you can't actually get the knife fully down into the can. So everything should work out. I'm just going to heat up a piece of steel and do that first. Alright, I'm going to light the propane and the MAP gas torch and try to kind of paint the knife in between. And then I got the oil right behind here and we're going to quench it right in that. I have this steel that I heated up and left it in the oil for about 5 minutes or so that should be warm. And we're going to get to it. Alright, so we do have some martensite on there, which means it hardened. I'm not sure if it hardened all the way down, but it definitely hardened within about 3/4 of the blade. Alright, so hopefully I got it hot enough when I quenched it. You could see all the temper colors running down here. True test is when you file it to see if it hardened, so. Which it is. That's good. And you can kind of hear it with that high-pitched type of skating of the metal. Alright, and just to show everybody what I mean about the skating of the files, to make sure that it's hard. So you're going to listen for like a high-pitched kind of scraping. Skating the file, perfectly hard. And this is what it would sound like if it wasn't hard. It'd most likely be more of like a dull scrape. And you can kind of hear, I do have like a little bit of metal here, and you could see that it did scrape a little bit of it off. That's the file biting into the metal. And that's a lot different than that. We're going to probably do 2 temper cycles on it for about an hour at 400 degrees. letting it cool down and then putting it back into the oven and doing it again. If you have a toaster oven, you could do it in that. I'm going to do mine in my oven just so it's more exact, I guess, with the temperature. I'm going to clean everything up here because it's kind of a mess. And then I'll show you guys the temper colors, which should, again, look like a straw temper color. Alright, so I sanded it down. We do have that temper color on it. I'll show you guys right here. Probably look better in the sunlight. Got a nice straw temper. It comes down to about here or so. But yeah, you guys can kind of see that color I'm talking about, hopefully. We're going to sand it on the sander again to 80 grit, and then we're going to take it to hand sanding. Alright, so we brought it up to about 400 grit, and it's looking good. Everything is pretty much all shiny and nice. So I know what you're thinking. Why is he wearing so many different shirts? Well, it's been taking me a few days to actually finish this, and it's not even finished yet. What I decided to do was grab this little dowel that I have. I'm going to slice this down the middle. Thank you, truck. I'm going to slice this down the middle almost the entire way. And then I'm going to put that around the tang like this. Actually, no, I'm not, because it's not big enough. Cold pizza break. So I'm running into a lot of holes doing this integral handle because I just don't have the bits for it. So what I'm gonna do is thin down the tang a little bit. Alright, so the tang is ground, everything's looking good. It fits in with the dowels. I did break the dowel, but that's alright. We can kind of fix that with epoxy when we glue it up. You would not believe what it took to get this far. I don't have any files that are small enough. Other than this one, which seems pretty small, but it's not that small when it only goes in about that far. So I've been wiggling and wiggling and wiggling. It's opening up little by little. This is supposed to go up to here, and it took me all day to get about, come on, here. But yeah, everything is coming together. It's taking me a very long time to do this without the proper tools, but we're getting it done. So this piece, ooh, this piece. All right, we're gonna degrease it first. Make sure there's nothing on there that we don't want to be on there. Alright, here we go, guys. That's not big enough. No! But look at that pattern though, huh? I'm gonna need a bigger container. 1 second, please. Oops, I'm dropping everything. Don't tell anybody I did this. So I filled up a water bottle with that in there. Oh boy, does that look beautiful. Alright, so we're going to leave it there for about a half an hour or so. Alright, it's been about a half an hour. And take it out of here. You could see where the blade actually hardened all the way and then didn't harden all the way. A lot darker there, not as dark on the back. Which, you know, isn't the end of the world. It'll still serve as a knife, but all of that blackness right there should have been all the way down the blade. What we're going to do now is do instant coffee etch on it. I'm not sure what that's going to do, if it's going to help it or not, but we're going to try it just because. Instant coffee etch. Alright, as soon as that comes out of the coffee etch, we're going to hit it with some wet and dry 1500 grit sandpaper. That's the highest grit I got. I know some other people go to about 3000, 2000, something like that. But 1500 is all I have. Alright guys, we did it. We etched it. It looks beautiful. The coffee etch definitely brought out some of the black. Alright guys, it's been a few days and it's a beautiful day outside, if you can see all that going on. Wow. Me and my brother chopped some wood the other day for his barbecue channel. I'll leave a link for that below, Harry the Horse Barbecue. We cooked some beef ribs, pork butt, some steaks and stuff, so if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. We did chop up some apple wood though.
So ready to make aguas frescas out of water.
Aguas frescas. Oh! And in the middle of all of that, we found a burl on one of the applewood pieces of wood that he had. This is a portion of it here, and it has this really cool design going through. So I'm going to use this. I have a bunch more of it, which I'll end up putting a little clip of it in here or something. Really, really beautiful wood. But I'm going to end up using this now for the handle for our knife. And I actually did get a little bit more done with it. So we have our copper portion here, our paddock wood, whatever that is, that's there. We have our Damascus spacer here, another piece of the paddock wood which I have not fit all the way down yet. Then we're going to have one more copper spacer on top of that, and then our applewood handle, hopefully with this really cool design going through the entire thing like that. I think that would be really cool. So we're going to try and work on that today. It's been taking me a few days to kind of get this all done, but it's going to be well worth it in the end, I promise. All right, I think we have a successful glue up, hopefully. Glue up contraption. The only thing that I noticed during it is that there might be a little bit of a space here between the actual knife and the first bit of copper. There might be a little bit of a space on this side. Other than that, everything looks pretty okay, and everything kind of went down pretty easily. I had to hold it in place with a million different things here, but it ended up working out okay. I'm gonna fix this really quick, and then that's basically it for the day. Alright guys, it's the next day. I started sanding it already. Everything kind of looks pretty good. I do have a little bit of a space in between the actual blade and the bolster here, which is alright. I mean, it's my first time doing this type of bolster or type of handle in general. But we're going to sand it down and try and get it all nice and pretty. Definitely the best thing I've made so far, even though it's not, you know, super crazy, but crazy for what I've done before. So it works out for me. But let's do the boiled linseed oil on it. I'm sweating so hot. It's like 95 degrees out today. All right, guys. Before, and let's see after. Are you freaking kidding me? This applewood handle. Amazing. I know people kind of leave their handles in the oil also. They kind of just dunk them and leave them. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not, but wow, guys, look at that. Let's do some beauty shots. Alright guys, and that's it. Thanks for watching Average Joe Blades. I'm pretty happy how this turned out. I'm pretty proud of myself. First integral handle I've ever done. First bolster I've ever done. Took a lot of doing, but I'm glad I got it done, and it looks great. I'll probably be using this in my brother's YouTube channel. Like I said, Harry the Horse Barbecue. We'll probably be using this on some kind of barbecue. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.